YouTube, I got some cool details to share with you about the date January 20th. Um, Now, back in 2015, it was about 6 days straight, and I kept hearing it. It wasn't audible. It was just that the way one of the ways God talks to me. And it was about the sixth day, and I realized, okay, this is coming from God, I believe, and so it must be important. My original notes are locked up in my other computer, so I had to create a new outline about the last week. I've been working on it, and got about 3 pages now. So most of I'm going by memory. I'm pretty accurate in most everything pertinent, so I'm not really worried about it. But so it was around the 6th day, like I said. I forgot it was God. And I'm going to read off my outline now, so it's easier for me. But as with sometimes most people that serve God seek confirmations about if or what God has said to them or shown to them. So I reached out to this prophet guy I know, and God has kept us in contact through the years. He used to come to the church all the time and preach through my old pastor. Anyway, his name's John Arcovio, and so I contacted him on Facebook with a text. And now this was in November 2015, that week that God showed me, the 6 days straight. God showed me the date, and I told him what I felt I heard from God. He said he would pray about it. Now, I never heard back from him at all about this. That was the only real communication we talked about this date. And like I said, it was back in 2015. So in the meantime, I was praying about it. I'm asking God, I even told my pastor Phil at the time, he was my pastor, told him about it, told him I contacted the prophet, and that was that. And so December comes rolling around. Now this is only 3 weeks later. Now John made a video. It's on YouTube. I can't find the title exact because it's in my old computer locked up, and my computer's been broke for years. So I am in the process of getting my stuff I need to get it going. So because I got some notes locked up in there I want to retrieve anyway. So John makes the video 2015, 3 weeks later, and then that video, to my surprise, I was just watching. I frequent his videos, and in my surprise, he mentioned that date, and he said God's going to do something that date. He said keep your eye on that date, and he said something's going to happen. And needless to say, he had my attention. And interesting, he mentions Hillary and Barry and saying something about, this is not verbatim, but I'm going by memory, about God, and that they cannot do the things that God would not require retribution or intervention with. So it was something along them lines. So anyway, again, I only had the date. I didn't know this had anything to do with DC or anything else or politics or whatever. I'm just telling you what I know I heard. So, but John's video, he was able to pinpoint politics in DC because that is the realm of that spiritual atmosphere. So, without us even talking about anything, he already knew. So, obviously, it was the Holy Ghost showing him stuff. Anyway, so that was my confirmation that I was looking for. I was praying about it to make sure I heard from God about something. Anyways, okay, I already talked about that. Okay, I'll just skip that part. Again, we had not talked or communicated, except I'll just read what I got so I don't confuse this. So I told him the date. He said he'll pray about it, and that was the end of that. Which I had no idea what the date was about at that time. I only knew I heard God telling me January 20th, obviously. So God obviously from the video moved upon his prophet and revealed that mentioned above. What I just said, basically. Anyway, so January 2016. Now this is only, again, he made that video in December. I heard from God in November, made that video in December. He heard from God too. So this is January now. He's probably assuming it was that year, and so was I. I didn't really hear anything happen January 20th, 2016. Except there's an earthquake in China. Other than that, I didn't see anything through Google or whatever. So, anyways, now I'm going to fast forward a year. Now, I long forgot about this date. And this is where it gets pretty cool. So, it was January 19th, 2017. It's late. I'm in bed sleeping. I'm trying to go to bed. Nothing out of the ordinary with that. So 1 a.m. rolls around. Okay. That was the 19th. Now, this is 1 a.m. is January 20th. Right? Follow me. So I couldn't sleep. I was a little hungry. I even felt compelled a little bit to study. And that's not happened very, very often. I mean, it has, but not like this. So I made a little food. I went down where my desk was. My computer was downstairs at that time. And so I got some food. I went down, turned my computer on, opened Facebook, because I like to open Facebook and, mess around with that for a little while before I do anything on the computer, study or whatever. And I had a friend request, and it was John. That was surprising because we were already friends on Facebook. So I clicked on that little red dot, right? It says friend request or whatever it said. I don't remember what it said. Yeah, it was a friend request. And it was John. So I clicked on my phone, see what time it was, and it said it was right around 1 a.m. Like I said, it was January 20th. And so I got to thinking, I couldn't remember the date that God told me from the previous year. So at that point, I decided to scroll down in our conversations because a lot of the Facebook conversations are, you could find them. Anyways, so it was from the previous year. Sure enough, I'm going by my notes again. Sure enough, it was right there. And January 20th was the date. Now, God had my attention at that point. And I'm awake, and it's January 20th. I knew something was up in the Holy Ghost. I knew God got me out of bed at 1 o'clock in the morning to remind me